What have you seen in terms of the effect of the change and the need for higher standards, how that's affected the schools that you represent?
Yeah, since we're considered more at the mid-major level, our resources are limited. Even at the top, they'll say their resources are limited. But where I've seen it is the decision making in terms of investing the limited resources that our schools have dedicated for athletics and shifting more of them to academics to help support the requirements, help support student athletes meet the requirements. Now, we're fortunate in our league that we've got 9 institutions of pretty solid academic merit, and a lot of our students don't come in needing remedial courses and extra support, but certainly there are some that do. And I think that's what I've seen at our level is the allocation of resources to provide academic support for our student athletes, even more so, I think, because of the demands they face as student athletes, but less so because of their academic profile coming in to the building. But I think that's where we've seen the tension continue to grow as resources become more scarce and people want to spend them on competition-related things, but we still have these academic metrics that our schools have to hit, and there's going to be, and we can talk about it a little bit later, but the new fund that the NCAA has created that will drop in a couple of years that is tied directly to the APR that Walt's Committee on Academic Performance created so many years ago. Now there's going to be real incentive, financial incentive for all of our schools to meet certain benchmarks because it will result in some pretty significant resources coming our way. So it'll be interesting. I think we're in the next 3 to 5 years, the shift and focus even more on academic support so that schools can be eligible to receive these new funds.
Yeah, and for those that have followed this over the last couple of years, I mean, UConn was affected by its APR, weren't allowed to play in the postseason at one point. And so, this has been an issue that's been out there, especially if kids transfer, they need to transfer in good standing, or they leave for the draft. It's in everyone's interest that they finish the semester before they move on. We play devil's advocate because I've heard this argument on our air as well, that every institution is different. Every institution has a different mission. Obviously, certain schools are better than others academically. At what point during this point when I think you were working with the late NCAA President Miles Brand, did you look at trying to come up with some sort of bottom line level that needed to be met that could be an agreement with so many different interests and levels of academic schools across the country?
Well, I think that I'll tell you where I think there's a little bit of a problem, but not usually focused on by the media. But it seemed to me that there is no college or university in this country that doesn't want its students to graduate. So most of the metrics we have come back to progress toward degree, progress toward graduation, and then eventually graduating. So we felt that it didn't really matter if you were a very exclusive institution, like Harvard, let's say, or if you were Mississippi Valley State. You still, it would be very hard to say that you were an educator if you didn't want the academic success and eventual graduation of your students. Now, I picked Mississippi Valley State because what's troubled me all these years are what the NCAA calls low resource institutions, the institutions with very little money to spend on either their educational mission or their athletic teams. And some of them are historically black colleges and universities. And some of them would say, some of the presidents of those colleges said to us when we were putting this together, that our real mission is access. We simply want to be able to provide access to education for students, and we are not as focused on whether they eventually graduate. I take that argument, but I think they have to accept that, of course, you want, once you've accepted a student, for them to succeed. So, to me, there's not too much difference in the mission of University of Connecticut, Connecticut State University, the University of Hartford. These schools, while they may be different in a lot of ways, all want the eventual success of their student athletes.